don't know how to start my videos yet. I gotta work on that. If you're finding this video, I want to talk about something that came up for me in watching the roast of Kevin Hart. And maybe something I have to say is something that you need to hear. I don't watch things like that usually. I don't watch the news or TV and stuff. But I follow Dwayne Johnson on Instagram. It popped up. It was like the roast of Kevin Hart, and right out of the gate, right when he starts, he says, "My little burnt Oompa Loompa." And I was like, oh. And to give a little bit of a backstory, I'm of mixed race. I grew up not knowing the black side of my family. I was around a lot of Caucasians growing up. I felt very outcast and different. And there were kids that made jokes about, like, racist jokes. The joke that was said was, what did God say when a black baby was born? Oh shit, I burnt another one. And that hurt little old me, who didn't have a voice, who couldn't speak up for herself, but it didn't feel right or good or okay for people, kids, to be saying stuff like that. But what do? Oh, you laugh. Oh, it's fine. It's just a joke. You just put on a smile while you're super uncomfortable, and you can tell that something has been taken away. And your power, your dignity, these cruel, ignorant jokes that are told. And we're just supposed to laugh at it. And I completely get, I get the whole, I get the concept of these things, these outrageous comedy skits or jokes or whatever. I'm sensitive as shit, but I have a sense of humor. But there's a fine line, because these jokes are also just excuses for the poisonous entities that are riding in what is being said. Like when you hear someone say something and it hits you kind of in the wrong place, or you're like, oof, there's something off about that person saying that. What was that? Well, generally it's the poison that is riding in the words. The demons that we carry, that we all carry, or the demons that are here in this world, the poison that is within the words that are being said. So something that's so innocent, like a joke, then we're told, oh, you're too sensitive. When really you're being affected, you're picking up on the poison in the entity that is actually riding in the words, right? And when people are they're drinking so freely, spirits. Why do they call them spirits? Well, what spirits are coming out when you are highly intoxicated? What spirits are coming out to play, right? Dark ones. And it's there's an injustice in that. I could feel the crowd. When you feel the crowd in things like this, with these jokes and that are tapping into some icky territory sometimes, right? And just because I'm a sensitive being doesn't mean that I can find humor in things that are not morally right all of the time. But when I see and feel an injustice, I will speak on it, or I will, whether it's to someone or honor myself in that. And I need to take my own power back from the injustice that was done to me as a child. And maybe you have had something like that said to you where you felt your power was taken away by someone ignorantly saying a joke. And this is your time to take your power back from the ignorance and the poisonous entities that were riding in whatever was said to you. Okay? Because this is happening all of the time without our awareness. Because we all carry demons, right? And it's not to point blame on people, because we have these demons that play through us, that hijack us and play through us. They feed off of our emotions. They feed off of all kinds of things that don't feel good for us humans, right? So and if your intention is to put light or love into the world, you can't be saying shit like that, because that's not only a hit to your buddy, that's a hit on all Black people, right? And I felt the crowd. Like there's even more to get into, but I'm going to speak on my own personal experience with having such a harsh, cruel joke being said. And there's so many ignorant encounters I've had with people, and they all, like, maybe they were a kid one time. Of course they were a kid at one time, and these jokes were just being said and people are laughing, and then they think, oh, they thought it was funny, so it's all good, there's nothing wrong, there's no harm. There is harm in these jokes. They're not jokes. They're direct attacks. They're hits. And there's a reason why they have been created to take the power away, right? So take your power back. And if you're someone that has maybe told a joke like this, maybe revisit that if that's not your intention, to put that out into the world. Because, and for Dwayne, you're a girl dad, you know, and you seem like a wonderful, caring, compassionate father. I don't know you personally, so I can't speak on you at all. But I see some of the beautiful things that you put forward in the world, right? And if your daughter were to have some type of racist joke said to her, you'd want to protect that in a sense, or you'd want to at least empower her not to be harmed from that, right? So just something to think about if you even see this. But this is for myself and my inner child and anyone else, right, that may have had an experience like that happen in their life. And this is your permission to take your power back